Manny, what do you think about Canelo versus Crawford? Crawford's moving up like 20 pounds. What do you think?
Good. Good for Canelo.
Good for Canelo? Any advice for Crawford moving up in weight? You did it so many times and you were successful. What do you tell Crawford? Any advice?
My advice to him is just focus on speed and the speed and style.
Manny Pacquiao has just advised Terence Crawford key strategy to beat Canelo Alvarez in the upcoming clash. On the other hand, Eddie Hearn said he now sees the fight differently after watching how Canelo performed against Munguia. He thinks it is not just about Canelo struggling to cut off the ring, but also about his age and timing. Eddie said Canelo is still great and works hard, but his drive might be fading a little, not from lack of love for boxing, but from getting older. He said the Crawford fight would excite Canelo, but he would not be surprised if Canelo chose to retire, instead of risking a loss to a smaller fighter. Still, Eddie believes the fight is too big and the money too good, so Canelo will likely take it and retire after.
Do you see that fight now differently based on how Canelo performed against Skull, Eddie?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah? Oh, wow.
It wasn't just the fact that he couldn't cut the ring off. I just feel like the timing now, the age, Canelo is amazing. I mean, not just because of his ability and what he's accomplished, but the fact that he still has the desire for those training camps and those fights. But I just feel like that desire might be fading a little bit. Not because of his love, but just because of age and life. Do you know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, like the Crawford fight will definitely get him up for it. But I was actually watching that fight thinking I wouldn't be surprised if he retired and actually didn't fight Crawford, because I don't think he'll want to lose to Crawford, a much smaller guy, just because he's at the end of the road. But the fight's so big and the money's so big, he's gonna have to take it. I bet he retires after that fight.
Moreover, Robert Garcia said he likes Terence Crawford as a fighter and respects his career, especially since he became a two-time undisputed champion. But he believes Canelo is too big and too strong. He said Canelo is a great fighter who knows how to handle himself in the ring. Robert thinks the first 6 rounds would be close because Crawford is skilled and tough, but he feels that Canelo's size and power will make the difference later in the fight. He believes Canelo could stop Crawford in the late rounds by breaking him down with constant pressure. Robert added that unlike in some of his past fights, Canelo will not carry Crawford but will aim to win by knockout.
You know, I like Crawford because
you like Crawford?
No, I like Crawford as a fighter and his career, 2-time undisputed. But I just think Canelo's too big.
4 weight classes?
Yeah, too big, too strong. And Canelo could fight, man. Canelo's a really good fighter. So I picked Canelo.
Knockout?
I think Canelo could knock him out later. I think the first 6 rounds are going to be very competitive because Crawford could fight.
Yeah.
Crawford could fight, but and he's got heart. He's got skills. But I think the size is going to be way different. I think in the late rounds, Canelo could probably stop him.
He's just going to keep coming with that power. He'll break him down.
I think so.
And he won't carry him like he did a few of his past fights.
I don't think so. I think he will want to win by knockout.
Garcia further said he does not believe Crawford will hurt Canelo. He said that if Crawford wins, it would have to be by decision, because he does not see Crawford knocking Canelo out.
Canelo, I think Crawford will hurt Canelo. If he wins, it has to be by decision. If he wins.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be by knockout.
Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. said he usually thinks Canelo performs well, but he did not enjoy Canelo's last fight. He felt that both Canelo and his opponent did not make the fight exciting. Chavez said it was not entertaining and he did not like it. When asked how much better Canelo has become since they fought, Chavez admitted Canelo has improved, but he still found his recent performance against the Cuban fighter William Skull to be unimpressive.
I always think that Canelo have a good performance, but the last one are not good. Don't look good. His opponent and him don't make entertaining fights. So I don't know, man. I don't like it.
Chavez said he believes Canelo is the favorite against Terence Crawford because he is still much bigger than Crawford. He also questioned how good Crawford is now, pointing out that Crawford is 39 years old and did not look strong in his last fight. Chavez said he picks Canelo to win. When asked if he had advice for Crawford, Chavez simply said, run, run, run.
I think Canelo is the favorite of this fight. It's still a big than Crawford. And I don't know, Crawford, how is Crawford now? It's my age, 39, and his last performance don't look good. So I pick Canelo in the...
Yeah, any advice you can give to Crawford, any insight at all from, I know it's been years since you fought Canelo, he's gotten better, bigger, and...
Run.
However, Manny Pacquiao advised Terence Crawford to focus on speed and style as he moves up in weight. He said those two things were key to his own success when he moved through weight classes and believes they will be important for Crawford as well.
Manny, any advice on Crawford moving up in weight? You did it so many times. Any advice for Crawford moving up in weight? You did it so many times and you were successful. What do you tell Crawford? Any advice?
My advice to him is just focus on speed and the speed and style.
On the other hand, Bob Arum said that in Canelo's recent fights, he has looked more like a businessman than a fighter, focusing on collecting big paychecks rather than putting on exciting performances. He said Canelo has not been trying to entertain the public and questioned which version of Canelo will show up against Terence Crawford. Arum noted that Crawford always comes to fight and gives it his all, which could make the matchup very interesting if Canelo also comes to truly compete. However, he pointed out that the Canelo scene over the past 2 years has been boring and has shown little motivation to engage or give fans an action-filled fight.
Canelo has shown in his last few fights that he's just a businessman. He's not in there to entertain the public. He just takes the big check. But again, if Canelo really fights, because I think safe to say Terence always fights. He doesn't know anything else. So then it could be a very good, interesting fight.
You've always praised Terence as a special fighter. Do you think he can beat Canelo?
Who is Canelo? What Canelo is going to show up? The Canelo who's looking to cash a big check, or the Canelo that really wants to fight like a fighter? Now, the Canelo we've seen the last 2 years is not only boring, but doesn't really have an incentive to mix it up and to entertain people with a good fight.
Jake Paul said that while both Terence Crawford and Canelo are great fighters, he feels the fight has more hype than real excitement. He pointed out that both of them are coming off boring fights and predicted that they will probably just move around and dance for 12 rounds without much action.
Obviously, Crawford's a great fighter, Canelo's a great fighter, but I just think that this has more hype around it, and you know, we just saw them come off of some boring-ass fights, and they're probably just going to sit there and dance for 12 rounds.
Tim Bradley said he is biased toward Canelo and admitted people should not take his opinion too seriously because of that. Still, he pointed out that Canelo struggled to catch his last opponent, who moved around a lot, and questioned how Canelo would be able to catch someone as skilled and quick as Terence Crawford. He called Crawford one of the best and most talented fighters in the sport and suggested that Canelo will have a tough time dealing with his movement.
I'm biased. Canelo, I'm biased. I don't even want to, don't listen to me. I'm just letting y'all know. Don't listen, I'm biased. But I'm just saying, Canelo couldn't catch that chicken. That chicken he was up against, how the hell you think he gonna catch Crawford? One of the best and most skillful fighters in the game. So, take that.
Shakur Stevenson shared his view that Terence Crawford will come out on top against Canelo Alvarez. He acknowledged Canelo's talent, but said Crawford has the right tools to win. When the topic of size came up, Shakur mentioned that while some see it as a major factor, he does not think it will matter much this time. He pointed out that fighters like David Benavidez are much larger, but Canelo is not especially tall or massive next to Crawford. Shakur also mentioned a conversation with Bozy Ennis, where they agreed that if Canelo makes the mistake of ignoring Crawford's punching ability or loses focus, there is a strong possibility Crawford could end the fight early.
I think Bud gonna cook Canelo. I think he's gonna cook him. I think, Canelo a hell of a fighter, but I think Bud just got all the tools to beat him.
You don't think the weight difference is gonna be too big of an advantage?
I think y'all make that something, in certain fights,
Boxing makes it something, not us.
like if this was like a Benavidez, he's actually a lot bigger than Bud, so that would like apply. But I feel like with Canelo, he's like physically kind of big, but like height wise, he's kind of small. So I don't think so now.
Corey, how you got a decision to stop this? Because Bradman and Boozy think that Bud actually might stop it.
Me and Boozy talked about that. That's crazy. Me and him got on the phone and talked about it, but I think that's possible. Like, I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but I think it's a possibility if Canelo gets to acting out of line and not understanding that Bud can crack too.
Jim Lampley spoke highly of both fighters and currently favors Canelo Alvarez in a possible fight against Terence Crawford, though he admitted his view could change closer to the date. He praised the matchup as exceptional and compared Crawford's adaptability to legendary boxers, highlighting Crawford's skill in moving between attack and defense, as well as his toughness and mental focus when it counts. Reflecting on Crawford's fight with Errol Spence, Lampley said many expected Spence to win, but he supported Crawford because of his deeper understanding of boxing.
I do like him against Bud Crawford, but I do think that it's a great fight. Now, I could change my mind when we get closer. Bud Crawford, to me, is a latter-day Sugar Ray Robinson. He has the multiple skills of Sugar Ray Robinson. He can defend or attack. He has a deep inner mean streak that he can employ at any moment in a fight to get what he wants. Before the fight against, help me out here,
Madrimov was his last fight. Spence?
Spence.
Yes.
Before the fight against Errol Spence, there were quite a lot of people in the sport, in boxing media, who were saying, I like Spence to win the fight. I was one of those people who said, no way. Errol Spence doesn't have the depth.
Lampley went on to rank Crawford among the best of his era, placing him alongside Canelo. He explained that their shared greatness makes a fight between them special. Both fighters are not only talented, but also smart strategists, so their contest would be as much about strategy as about physical skill. Lampley said he looks forward to seeing how their styles and minds clash in the ring.
And the intellectual understanding of prize fighting to beat Terence Crawford, who is the great professional of his era, along with Canelo Alvarez. That's why that's such a great fight. They are the two living, practicing ultra professionals in the sport. They know it inside out. And one way or another, it's going to be a spectacular intellectual matchup of two great ring strategists. Can't wait to see.
Bozy Ennis believes Terence Crawford has a strong chance to defeat Canelo Alvarez. He praised Crawford's skills in boxing, movement, and punching, saying Crawford will not fight like William Skull, but will actively challenge Canelo. Ennis pointed out that Crawford's tough background gives him the experience to handle pressure and that he could frustrate Canelo inside the ring.
I think, like I said, Terence got a great chance to beat him, man. Terence can box. Terence can move, Terence can punch. You know what I mean? Terence ain't gonna be doing like Skull. Terence gonna fight you. You know what I mean? He's Terence from the street, man. You know what I mean? He know what to do. You know what I mean? When it comes down to it. I think he's gonna wind up frustrating Canelo. You know what I mean?
Ennis also said Crawford might even stop Canelo. While he respects Canelo's durability, he noted that Canelo has never faced a puncher like Crawford, who lands precise shots. Ennis emphasized Crawford's ability to attack the body, something most fighters, even powerful punchers like Gennady Golovkin, have avoided. He explained that these smart body attacks could make Canelo lower his guard, creating an opportunity for a knockout.
I think Terence gonna do what he do, man. I think Terence might stop him. He might stop you, man. I ain't gonna hold you, man.
Canelo Alvarez got one of the best chins.
Yeah, but hey, listen, he ain't been hit by Terence though. Terence can punch, man. You know what I mean? I know he's been in with some of the great punches and all that, but them punches gotta be placed right. You know what I mean? And Terence placed them punches, man. Them body shots, man. I don't see too many people go to Canelo body. Have you seen that?
Not really.
Not too many people.
Even Triple G, who's a good body puncher.
Yeah, but
everything was up top.
Everybody, and he got a hard head, man. So I would go to the body, go to the head, and go back down to the body. And then once you keep on going to the body, he's gonna drop his hands. Once he drops his hands, good night.
David Benavidez agreed that Crawford has a good chance against Canelo due to his strong boxing IQ and experience. However, he pointed out the challenge Crawford faces moving up in weight since he recently fought at 154 pounds, and Benavidez said it is unclear how this change will affect the outcome of the fight.
I think he does, bro. I think if anybody could beat Canelo, I think Bud, his IQ and his experience will definitely help him through. It's just that, you know what I mean? He's going up 2 other weight classes when he had just went up to 154, so we'll see what happens.
Shannon Briggs is confident Terence Crawford will win by knockout, highlighting Crawford's power. Although Briggs rarely bets, he said he would be willing to put down a large amount between $30,000 and $100,000 on Crawford's victory. He believes the fight will not go the distance and will end before the final round.
I mean, I'm going with Crawford. Yeah, he's strong. This is his moment. I'm going with Crawford by knockout.
By knockout?
Yeah, I'm betting too. And I don't even bet. I'm not even a gambling man.
How much are you going to bet?
I don't even know. Anywhere from 1,000 to 100,000.
Wow. 100,000 or Crawford fight, not 1 round.
I'm going by Crawford by stoppage.
Okay,
Robert Diaz praised Crawford's boxing smarts and said the fight could become a classic like Duran versus Leonard. He noted that while Canelo consistently performs at his best, Crawford has carefully prepared for this moment, building his career steadily instead of rushing into the fight.
Crawford has a top IQ. He could give a lot of problems. It is a fight of the ages. It's one of those Roberto Duran and Sugar Ray Leonard type fights. I see that as the modern day one. Canelo is going to be at his top, at his A game like he always does, takes every fight serious, prepares. But Crawford's not taking the jump from one day to the next. He's been working on it for a long time, getting that body ready.
Errol Spence Jr. believes Crawford has the skill to challenge Canelo and achieve something big. He said he would support Crawford if the fight happens, though he is uncertain of the result. Spence pointed out that since Canelo has moved up to 175 pounds to face bigger fighters like Kovalev, Crawford, who started his career at 147 pounds, should also be able to rise to the challenge.
I mean, it could happen. I mean, why not? If Crawford want to challenge himself to be great, let him try to be great, you know. So, you know what I'm saying, I'm with it. So, you know, I'll be going for Bud, you know, if he fight Canelo, I'll be going for him. I mean, I don't know if he's gonna win or lose, but I definitely be going for Crawford. I think if anybody can pull it off, he can pull it off.
You know,
he's chasing greatness, so why not? Canelo came up to 175 and all that, and fought Kovalev and fought the other guy too. So I mean, if he can do it, and he started at 147. So I mean, if he's doing it, why can't Crawford do it?
Jaron Boots Ennis favors Canelo Alvarez to win, noting that despite not being a natural 168-pound fighter, Canelo has successfully stopped larger opponents who often weigh nearly 200 pounds on fight night. Ennis believes the matchup will be exciting and something fans want to see. He also suggested that Terence Crawford should have a tune-up fight at 160 pounds to help him adjust to bigger opponents, build muscle, and stay sharp without taking a long break.
But I think you gotta lean more towards Canelo, because like I said before, he been putting big guys out and down, and Canelo not even really a 68-pounder. He probably really should be at 60 maybe, and he been hurting these guys. I think he be dropping these guys and things like that. So, and them guys be way bigger than him come fight night. I know that for sure. They be probably close to 200 pounds, and he dropping those guys like that. So I don't know. You know, it's gonna be a great fight. You know, the fans want to see it. So, you know, so be it. I think Crawford should take a warm-up fight, you know, at like 60, or like at least at 60, just to get his body, you know, to fill into somebody a little bit bigger, you know, and things like that. You know, I know when you go up a weight, you gotta, you know, develop that power and not develop the power, but like put that muscle on and be heavier and things like that. So he might not want to take a fight because he's trying to build up right now, but I think he should, just to stay sharp and that way he don't have like a long layoff or anything like that.
Dimitri Bivol thinks Terence Crawford truly wants the fight with Canelo and will be more active than Canelo's last opponent. He said Crawford's champion mindset will make the fight more thrilling, and that Crawford won't let Canelo rest or move around easily like before, making it tougher for Canelo to take breaks. Bivol admitted he is unsure who will win, but called the fight very interesting.
I think Crawford wants this fight a lot. He wants this fight, and I think he will be more active than Canelo's previous opponent, and he has different mentality. He has champion mentality. I think the fight will be much more interesting.
What do you make of the weight in that fight, the weight difference?
I think Crawford will not let Canelo just walking on the ring when he wants, you know, because we could see this fight. Canelo did everything. When he wanna rest, he could rest easy, you know, in this fight. Yeah, of course, when he wants to work, that guy didn't give him work. He just rest. And I think with Crawford, it will be harder to rest.
Who do you think wins?
I don't know. It's a very interesting fight, but I don't know. We will see.
Teofimo Lopez said the match between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford is an excellent fight and good for the sport of boxing. He finds it exciting that Crawford is moving up 3 weight divisions, which is a tough challenge. Lopez also mentioned that Canelo has been strong at 168 pounds for a long time, although his step up to 175 pounds against Bivol did not go well. He believes Canelo must beat William Skull to regain undisputed status. Overall, Lopez thinks the fight will be exciting and fun for fans to watch.
Yeah, he's at a fight against Canelo Alvarez, 2 weight classes up, September. You've also trained with Canelo. I've seen you around him. What are your thoughts on that matchup?
I think it's a good matchup. It's good noise, so to speak. You know, and it's good for the sport of boxing. You get to see what Crawford could do going up 3 weight classes. You know, which is a huge step up, and on his part. And then you get to see Canelo and see if he's able to maintain the 168-pound division. You know, he's been there for quite some time, and we've seen Canelo go up to 75 to fight Bivol. It didn't look too well for him, you know, but we'll see. I think it's a great matchup. Obviously, Canelo has to do his part in winning and collecting another belt to become undisputed once again in that weight class against William Skull. So it's a great matchup. I think that is definitely eye-pleasing for the crowd.
That's it for today's video. So what are your thoughts on this? What do you think about their ultimate fight? Share your thoughts in the comments section and make sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video. Also, check out our other videos on the screen right now.